Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we grow up the talk of the day
From the latest scoop around town,
to feel-good stories and messages of hope,
a few jokes and live calling,
highlighting local businesses,
discussing hot trends and news stories.
a dash of feel-good nostalgia,
I love those morning cartoons,
keeping up with upcoming events,
sometimes trying and delicious foods,
weekly horoscope updates,
an occasional flying duck.
some sparkle dust,
Don't forget my bell,
and my wand.
with our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow, comment live, or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
The Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the morning show. This is Christmas. Today, the morning show is going to be Christmas. According to JC Dreesen, who opened up the show, we have her music playing today. We want to add more music elements to our morning show, make it more fun.
You're getting in the season and the spirit of Christmas
No,
yet?
I'm not. I'm just getting into the spirit of production. What do we do with season?
I tell you, the season of Christmas,
But
it kind of depends on my mood, but I do love our Christmas tree. You know, you and I, it's been very busy here in the studio. Even with everyone leaving, it just means we're busier because we got fewer hands to do what we got to
we're
get
not
done.
communicating.
No way.
Welcome to the Wrestling Cafe!
That's the Grinch. We're not communicating
Why?
because I ask you dates that are open to do things.
Yes.
And then you have no idea of who's coming today. This is a big deal.
Who's coming
And
today?
you're sending everybody out to do shoots.
It's a big deal. We got commercial shoots to do for other show sponsors.
The lady that's coming in is all over Boca. Every restaurant in the world hires her to sing. And I got to squeeze her in. We'll see how it works out.
So when you told me she was coming, I said, okay, great. We're going to work it out. Don't we always? It always works
Then all
out.
the kids went away for
I know.
Not all of them.
for Christmas, except, well, you're leaving.
Well, he's here today, though.
But you're
He's
leaving.
here today and tomorrow.
Well,
Why are you
Possibly
leaving?
tomorrow.
Why don't you tell your parents
He's here
to come
tomorrow.
down to you?
You're here tomorrow. We need you tomorrow.
I can't tell them, like, it's tradition.
What tradition?
I've
You're
been-
35 years old.
I'm 35. I've been spending Christmas at home with my parents.
How old are you?
23.
I think he's like 27, 28.
You're 23?
He's 23. He's a kid.
You're a kid, man. I didn't know that. I thought you were a grown man.
What makes you say I'm older?
Talking to your mic.
What
Because
makes
you
say
look
I'm
older.
Because you look older.
You act
Because I'm losing all
older.
my hair.
No.
No.
That's the first time I heard somebody say I act older. How
You do.
I act
You
older?
do.
You act more mature, like an adult. Like
I
I,
mean,
would
you're a
expect
kid.
you to be a father figure.
You're a kid at heart, for sure.
am.
But you're mature in what you get done and your work ethic and all of those
Yeah.
things.
It's just like people, like, I honestly think that I see a lot of the other people sometimes. Like, I think Josh is very similar. I don't think he acts like a 23-year-old.
True.
I think he acts older than me sometimes.
And chill. Well,
He
that ain't cool.
internalizes it all.
Yeah, I think he acts sometimes like Josh is 30. Like, sometimes I feel like Josh is like, there's me and there's Bailey. But then there's Josh who's like... they're
Baby,
very-
you're 23.
There's
also?
you and Bailey.
Me,
It's the
Josh, and
23-year-olds.
Bailey are all 23.
Yeah, but
Military's going to be 28.
you- and he, I would think, was 23.
See,
Really?
Wow,
he's
man.
only 23.
It's just
So
perception, the way you guys act. I thought he was 28.
who, Baxton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
28?
Thought he was married with children, you know, the whole night.
Married with children?
That's
Why? Because they talk about how much I want kids all the time?
No, it's just perception. It's not a negative. It's
I
perception.
know, I know. It's just like, a lot of it I think is the beard.
It's
Like,
it's funny because I look at you in certain circumstances. I had to send a mature adult into this thing, and the first one I always turn to, should I send Braxton? And then he gets crazy on me, and I said, never mind.
He's a kid at heart.
He is a kid at heart.
So happy Thursday, everyone. Today is National Regifting Day, National Wear Your Pearls Day. It's funny, I almost wore my pearls. Bill of Rights Day, National Cupcake Day, and International Tea Day.
How can you have
oh,
a
International
regifting?
Tea Day.
How can you have a
International Tea Day.
regifting
So,
day?
would you like a spot of tea?
Oh, yes. Governor, like a spot of tea.
Some
Bailey,
tea
would you like a
and
spot
puppets.
of tea?
I would indeed like a spot of tea.
Speaking of
Or
spot of
English
tea,
breakfast tea.
did anyone see the new Harry Netflix documentary that came out?
No.
Apparently the first 3 episodes came out last night.
No, I don't watch
Never
that
heard of
junk.
it.
From the former, I guess he's still,
He is. Did you see them making fun of meeting the Queen? I thought it was just tasteless on her part.
they did?
Harry
She did.
Styles made fun of the Queen?
No, Harry,
She
the
did.
the grandson.
Oh.
She did. She did. She has all
Megan
sorts
did?
of issues. Yeah, you know, I don't have time for that nonsense.
But I have to say, unfortunately, you see Twitch passed away.
Yes. Now
That
I gotta
is
ask
so
you.
tragic. I have to tell you, Twitch. He was the DJ for Ellen, the Ellen Show.
DeGeneres?
Wasn't he on the So You Think You Can Dance too?
Yes.
How old was he? He
40.
wasn't that old.
He
He
committed
was 40.
suicide.
Oh my.
He had what, 3
God.
kids and a wife, and he
my
just released
God.
2 days ago. He released the video of Christmas and everything else,
What on
and he committed suicide.
You talk
today?
about
This was
Yesterday.
yesterday. You talk about looking on the outside, like having it all, happy, dancing, great career, family.
Everybody loved him.
Everybody loved him. A career on the Ellen
was
Show.
great.
He catapulted, always the face of happiness, and then he takes his life.
Now, I spoke to 2 people this morning, and what they're telling me is that the last show that she did with him, she handed him some Kleenex because he was really depressed at the fact that the show was ending.
I can understand that.
And him and DeGeneres had some kind of really tight relationship. And she told him, don't worry about it. You're going to be a super mega star in this business. But I wouldn't even understand watching his life
Never.
the last months why there was a problem. And it goes to show you,
You never know.
you better hug your kids, man, because you never
Yeah,
know.
and like here's the thing, fame, money, it doesn't matter sometimes
It doesn't.
because like you can have
Everything.
everything,
I have nothing.
and then you can have one thing in your life that takes control, and it can just take everything. You
Well,
can have anything and everything in the entire
Well, it could
world.
be also mental anguish. It could be mental instability. It could be a chemical instability.
And like
It could be
the
lots
way
of
my
stuff.
uncle puts it sometimes, like those kinds of people who perform, they're under tremendous amounts of stress to do well and to do right by and to produce and to make good content. And it's a lot for people to handle.
I didn't see it coming. You know, when Robin Williams died, there was a rumor that he had a lot of mental anguish, and he did that movie that talked about mental anguish, which
What
was a
movie?
big hit. Robin Williams,
He did a lot of them. He did Patch Adams
talked
and
about-
Patch Adams.
Mrs. Doubtfire, and what an incredible
Patch
man.
Adams was all
Society.
about the mental aspect
Right.
of what was going. That thing revealed to the world that not only was he speaking out, he was actually having some issues.
Yeah, so speaking of Robin Williams, had any of you ever seen Dead Poets Society?
Yes.
That's a phenomenal.
That's
Another
another
great
one.
movie.
I
Amen.
love that film so
But I
much.
like what you said. Not that I like it, but unfortunately it's true that you never know what one factor takes control of your mind. And you create false realities in your
And it
mind
starts to
from that.
snowball.
And it snowballs, right? And it builds up. And next thing you know, you don't look at the goodness in your life and you start looking
Oh,
at
I
this
see
thing
the
you've
bad.
created.
I know how that can feel.
No.
I think everybody does. We talked about this yesterday. I don't want to say mental illness, mental health issues is just rampant right now. There are so many people that have got mental health. We're talking about Twitch from the Ellen Show.
Yeah, he died
He committed suicide.
yesterday.
Ever watch the Ellen Show? The DJ Twitch.
I've watched him Think You Can Dance. He was DJ, dancer.
He was on the way up, superstardom, and
He was
everything else,
great.
and nobody could figure out what happened.
It's something
It's-
special.
But mental health, what it does, when you got mental health problems, they say it takes 11 years on average from the onset of having mental health issues to seeking help. 11 years on average from the first episode, whether it be anxiety, depression, overwhelming sadness, before you actually seek help. And by that point,
It's almost too late.
you coming back from that is so difficult because now it is renting space in your brain all the
right.
time.
We had Sarah Spiritual here last night, and she got a phone call last night from somebody who said that their life is not worth living, and all the antennas went up. All the antennas went up, and they wanted to get a trace on the phone call. They asked her to call a hotline. People talked to her afterwards. I don't know where it ended up. But I remember one time doing a show with David Levy, and there was a guy on a bridge that was going to commit suicide, and he called into the radio show. And David was talking to him and talking to him and talking to him. Why we try to get the authorities. Everybody was scrambling, calling the sheriff and everything else. We gave him what we thought he was, and you could hear the cop sirens in the background when the guy was talking, and David was talking, and David was there. So David had a half-hour show, and the owner of the next hour they didn't go to commercial break or nothing. They just kept going on the show.
Until they got him.
And they got the guy. They saved the guy's life. I don't know what happened after that, but I tell you, the holidays, this is the time you got to watch. You got to watch. And perception, when you perceive that somebody's having a hard time, don't put it to the side.
And like we especially have to watch out for people who do not have anybody to spend Christmas with, because some people don't have that luxury right now, and Christmas is a time of family. And
Some people don't have family.
Yeah, and I can only imagine what that feels like.
It's funny because we had Doc here yesterday. We were
Right.
talking about that on the 12 o'clock show. And we were talking about how to reach. All of a sudden, I got a bunch of 23-year-olds in here. And how to reach them to make sure that they understand that they're not alone. And just hearing the words is not enough. You know, sometimes you walk a lonely path. And you got to be careful. You know, there's more people. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about today real quick. You know the biggest drug dealer in America? You carry him in your pocket every single
As far
day.
as addiction,
As far as death. The fentanyl death last year was more than the Vietnam, Korean, and the one in Iraq. All those deaths, there was more deaths from fentanyl poisoning of those three wars combined.
There are websites you can get free fentanyl testing kits.
really.
And what is happening is on social media, and they're accusing China. Now, I don't know about all of that, but they're accusing China of sending it to South America, and they're making these pills, opioids, which are just pure fentanyl. And this kid died, and his father's screaming out for Christmas. He's telling every parent out there, if you see your kid on social media and you can buy it right off of social media.
And then you have Uber Eats or some of these delivery services are delivering it to your home. And the parents don't know, right? So you know your kid's on watch and they have just come out of recovery and you think they're home because they're only ordering food, but they're ordering off of social media. These delivery companies, even though they're not supposed to, they don't know. And it's being delivered to their
But I
home.
want to ask, why in the world would you order anything like that on social media?
I just want to put it out there.
Put
for
that mic
anyone-
on.
For anyone who knows someone like that, there are websites that you can look up that will give you free fentanyl testing kits. And there are also, if you go to most pharmacies, you can get a free Narcan nasal spray. So if you think someone might be having an overdose, it won't hurt them if they are, but it'll save their life.
Now
They're
I
doing
have
free Narcan sprays too?
Yes, at
I have
CVS,
Narcan.
Walgreens, as long as they have them in stock, it's no insurance. They give you free. They
For
should
free.
be giving
No
you free
questions
Narcan
asked.
nasal spray. So if someone you think they're overdosing, if they're not, it won't hurt them. But if they are, you can save their life.
So let me ask you a
Wow.
question then. Fentanyl poisoning, will that Narcan bring them back to life?
I don't know
I don't
100%.
know.
I'm not, but from what I understand, it's instantaneous enough.
Narcan's working on the fentanyl.
Yeah, I don't know for a fact, but I know that Narcan works on drug overdoses.
Well, we have a
But there
can.
are free fentanyl testing kits that are very easy to use, and
I mean,
it will tell
can-
you immediately.
Can you believe, you guys are young, I mean, you're what, 26 now? You're both 23. Now, Bill, you're right in your early 20s. You're 27? When
You're a
that happened?
fossil.
I know.
You're a fossil.
You've been that long?
Yeah.
You've been gone that long?
Yeah. I'm 27 now.
Wow.
I'm
How old are you, Nabil?
I'm 22.
22. That this is actually what we talk about during the holiday seasons is drug overdosing. Like what I remember being 22. It was, where was I going shopping? What parties were we going to? This was not the topic of conversation.
But it's become a
But
problem.
But think about this is for their generation, on top of all the other mental health issues that are going on, and stress over jobs and money and school and careers and moving back home because the economy has done what it's done. Now you got to worry about all the pressures of drugs.
You might
Just
as well
just
just
hang
sit on the
out.
mic, yeah. Yeah.
She's 27. We missed a year or two.
She's still 22.
There's an over. You don't have to put me on the camera. There's an over prescription rate of opioids to younger people that they never would have prescribed otherwise, but because of certain issues going on in the world, they're over prescribing them to people, which immediately gets them hooked because they're so hard to get off of.
Well, now I hear that they're not prescribing anymore because of the backlash.
Now they won't. When I got my wisdom teeth out, they gave me an insane amount of Vicodin. They gave me enough Vicodin for 2 weeks. This was years and years ago. Now, when I got my eye surgery with you guys 2 years ago, they only gave me Tylenol.
That's it. Because the doctors now are getting sued as the backlash to opioid epidemic. Now, CVS and Walgreens just settled $5.1 and $5 billion lawsuit in 12 states only
For Oxy?
for the Oxy situation. Because the Oxy made so much money for everybody, they didn't care who was taking it.
Yep.
But the biggest concern I have, which really hit home this morning, is that the biggest drug dealer in the world is in your pocket.
'Cause
You
can
go
get
online
anything.
and you can get anything.
I had random I had to put my Instagram 2 years ago or something on private because I had so many random people following me because I go to festivals with different drugs on their Instagram and literally just saying, hi, hit me up for drugs. And I had to go on private because I didn't want that kind of attention on my
It's
account.
a lot of pressure being you guys.
The youngers are even worse. My nieces tell me, even from their one's about to turn 17 and one just turned 19. They say it's bad.
Of
And
course,
with
if you're a
the-
drug dealer, you want to attack the younger population. You want 12, 13, 14-year-olds hooked on this stuff.
Yeah, because younger people are unfortunately way more vulnerable and like they're very impressionable.
Yeah.
Now, someone was telling Chelsea, only in America do we send our kids off to be adults at the age of 18 and live on their own. Doesn't mean in other countries people don't go to university, but they live at home.
Yeah.
It's different than what we do here. We send them out into this great big world at 18 years old and say, fly, you can do this. And then there's all these other pressures that come into play besides the academics that it's really, really hard now to balance.
That's my dad's mentality. When you're 18, you're on your own.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, you got to tell Dad, there's a lot of pressure on being on your own. There's a lot of, you can make a mistake and take a pill and die. And that's what happened to this kid. He bought an opioid, and he thought it was just an opioid. He took one. From the moment he touched it, he died. This is how, you don't even take it, you
It
just
can be absorbed
die.
through your skin.
We laugh because we talk about medical marijuana in here and vaping. But the reality is, if you're going to do something, at least if you know it's a clean source and it's coming from a prescription and you're coming from a clear and clean dispensary, at least you know it's not cut with anything that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
So when you have to layer these things and make choices because you've got anxiety or depression, you're better off going the legal route and getting it where at least you know what it is. We were laughing the other day about the water being dirty, but at least you know what's in it. So there are people that are getting drugs off the street and getting pot off the street. It's not just clean. Sometimes maybe, but sometimes not.
I do
And
have
you
some
don't
good.
know.
I do know some good examples. My brother's girlfriend. My brother's girlfriend takes like medical marijuana because she has like a lot of like inflammatory conditions and like autoimmune diseases, and she takes like medical marijuana because it helps her like helps like soothe the pain, and she gets it legally from this like dispensary. I forgot what the
But
name.
you see, without all that is fine. The problem we're having here is that Oxy. I know a kid who broke her leg, and they gave her Oxy to overcome the pain. Next thing you know, the Oxy became bigger than the broken leg and left sports and everything else. She finally died of an overdose. The bottom line here is that would you let a stranger put a knife to your neck?
Absolutely not.
Well, this is what's happening. If you can understand what I just said, then you'll understand why ordering anything from a stranger, taking anything from a stranger, is crazy.
I've never done drugs before, and I never want to. And like I think the last thing you should, if you ever are gonna get like something like weed, for example, like the last thing you want to do is like get it from a complete stranger, like someone shady looking.
Hold on a second.
I would like to put out that as much as I agree with you, at some point a lot of people don't have a choice because unfortunately our medical system doesn't have very many options for things like oxycodone. If you're in real debilitating pain, that's one of the only things that they're going to give you. Anything like that, morphine, all of that can lead to unfortunately drug addictions where it's not easy. You can't say, oh, I got addicted to oxycodones, they won't give me another prescription, let me ask a trusted dispensary to give me heroin, because that's basically what you go to after that.
Well, then we need rehab. Because
do.
if you're at that stage,
But
of
that's
the
the
game,
real thing. We need social workers to come to these houses instead of saying, hey, there's someone here acting crazy, they're a drug addict. Instead of sending police, we need to send social workers who can put these people in rehab. Because as much as I agree with you can't buy from strangers, it's not always a mental choice. Sometimes if you feel, because you do feel like you're going to die.
Well, you know what? Then that's a multiple situation where we're going to have to get some help on different levels. But from what I learned from Doc yesterday, you can lace marijuana.
You can.
Yeah, you really can.
And all of a sudden, you're buying something from a stranger, and what you think you're taking, you're not taking. So it isn't about relieving the pain in that instance. It's about all of a
But
sudden
at that
hooking
point,
you to
you're
something
already
better.
hooked on to. I mean, marijuana's not. That
You're
just
talking about the
getting-
oxy?
I'm talking about oxy. I'm talking about any drug out there can be laced with something that can seriously kill you
Yeah.
or seriously disable you, hurt you. Marijuana, thankfully, isn't addictive. So just it's easier to get it from places. But everything else, do your due diligence. Get your free fentanyl testing kits. There are places that homeless people can go if you're someone who doesn't have the ability to go into a pharmacy that you can get yourself tested.
Like, I do think things like this, and I think painkillers is a big one too.
Sure.
Because in, I think it was my summer after my freshman year of high school, senior year of high school, that I had my leg lengthened. I had a leg lengthening surgery where they had to break my leg and put a metal rod into it. And it was by far some of the most excruciating pain I have ever been into. And I think that's the only time that, and like when the doctors would, well, of course I was on some pretty strong pain meds, but I remember them being very, very, very hesitant with them.
Yeah.
And I remember wanting, because like at that point you're not thinking, okay, I can get addicted to this, I can do this.
You're just in so much
Uh,
pain.
yeah.
Right.
And I remember when I had to go, because the recovery was not bad at all. I did the recovery. The recovery wasn't horrible, because I would sit down and my leg would heal, and I do that. The therapy on my leg after the leg started to recover, oh my God.
Yeah, but now look at you.
Yeah. I have never been in more pain, because what they would have to do, my leg would get stuck and it would not lengthen. So what they would have to do, they had to take my leg and forcefully lengthen it.
Oh, God.
You know, when
That
I
would be
was
some of the most excruciating pain I've ever
when I
felt.
was playing ball, I pulled a muscle in my chest, and I went to see Dr. Swan, and he gave me a painkiller
How do you remember every one of your doctor's names?
because he was the only doctor I ever went to, the only doctor I ever trusted. And I took this thing, and first week I was getting better. I was saying, this is pretty good. I don't feel the pain no more. So I went out to play ball. And what happens is you begin to play with your brain,
Yeah.
and you can function normally on opioids, and you can't. So my batting average, I was an all-star catcher, went from 348 down to 250. So my cousins, my family came up to me and they said, okay, what are you doing? You can't hit the side of a barn. What are you? And my mother showed them the pills. And they all went, the whole team went to Dr. Schwartz and explained the situation. I was hooked on it. I wanted those pills more than playing ball. And I said, wow, what the hell am I doing? And that's the day I said, I ain't taking
I
nothing.
was going to say, you don't take anything. You
I don't
barely take a
nothing.
Tylenol.
I don't take nothing because it's what you do with it. The drug works like your leg, but it's the game you begin to
Yeah.
play. Oh, watch me go high into this meeting. I'll never forget this. Let me be Mr. Cool, yeah, and see some wonderful things. Meanwhile, you're talking gibberish.
You don't know.
Like,
Your
it's
mind
honestly,
is.
it's a mind game sometimes. It plays with your head. I remember where there's this one medication that they would give me, and I'll never forget it. It was like it was like anesthesia. Because I remember, I feel like I was on cloud
You're
nine.
floating.
Yeah, and I remember I would half be there and half not be there.
Yeah.
It was the strangest feeling in the
It's
entire
like you
world.
wipe away the pains of all the
Yeah.
agony of what you're going through, and all
you
of a
just
sudden
feel-
it just stretches and
you-
stretches.
it's kind of crazy. You feel tired, but you don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest feeling in the world.
All right, let's take a commercial break. Listen, stay frosty. Stay vigilant. Stay clean. Anything can be worked.
God bless you. She sneezed on the
Even
truth.
her sneeze.
Stay tuned, more to come. And if you need help, please seek out a website. There are free resources out there everywhere. And during this holiday season, please just reach out to someone. And if not, reach out to us and we will get where
We'll
you need to
find
go.
you. That's happened here too.
Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
No, do you know what happened? You got
She
the
wasn't here.
commercial?
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, and when those blue memories start calling, you'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same if you're not here with me. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when those blue heartaches start hurting, you'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422. For no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Thank you to J.C. Dreesen for that beautiful rendition. We have one more at the end of the show we're going to be playing.
All right, here's a trivia question. What country has more than half of its people believing in elves, dwarves, and ghosts?
The Netherlands.
I'm guessing Ireland.
The North Pole. North Pole.
Is the North Pole a country?
Sure.
It's either Norway or Sweden, I think.
Norway
I
or
can't remember.
Sweden? That's
I think
a good
Norway.
Now, Bill?
I think Sweden.
Maybe Germany.
No, they don't believe in it.
Iceland.
Ah,
Oh,
forgot
you know
about
what? That
Iceland.
makes sense. Do you know that in Iceland, before you get married, you have to take a mandatory DNA test to make sure you're not related to who you're about to marry?
Really?
Because their
They
population
should
is so
do this in
low.
this country.
It's legal in this country to marry your blood.
Is it?
In Alabama and certain states in the
Alabama.
South, you can marry, I believe, up to your second cousin.
Is Alabama
in certain
a country?
states?
You can marry up to your second cousin?
Like, I don't think you can marry your first cousin, but I think if it's your second
Second
cousin
beyond?
or more, yeah, you can legally marry them in
How do
certain
you know
states.
this fact?
I have a lot of weird facts.
Iceland. Why does it not surprise you about Iceland?
Yeah, their
'Cause it's cold.
population's so low, they'll actually pay you to go over there if you sign up for these programs where you date Icelandic people because they need more genetics because their population's so low.
They'll pay you.
How much do they pay? Okay, take it easy.
Can you
Take it
see
easy.
in Italy, they're like paying people to move to all these towns. There's so many people passed away during
They're
COVID. They're
empty.
empty.
Michael and I just went to Italy. Empty. A lot of them.
You
It's
could buy
insane.
You could buy houses. They're cheap,
They're like, yeah, like
And they'll- and they'll-
$1,000. Just move there.
and they'll give you the furniture and everything. I think.
Yeah.
I think we need to make a phone call.
I was surprised
I
you
wanna
hadn't
have-
looked into that.
I need to look into that. Well,
Michael and I
know
got a
that's
few
heading
people
new.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just came back from Italy, and it was some of the Airbnbs we stayed at. You could buy the place cheaper than we were renting it from
Okay.
them.
I'm
That's
making
what
a
I've
phone
heard.
call.
So many people passed away and they left.
What part of Italy?
That
Good
it's just
part?
empty.
We went all over, but Palermo, I know the place we stayed, we rented it more expensive. We could have bought it. There's a place in
Could have bought it
Florence.
for less money than you stayed.
It was beautiful too. Florence, I believe, is like that. Rome is still very expensive. Venice is still very expensive.
But Florence is cheap,
It's not cheap, but it's cheaper.
so Palermo
It's not as
is the
expensive as
cheapest?
here. Palermo was cheaper, yeah.
All right, make it
But a lot
phone
of the little countrysides. There's a
I'll take-
mountain about an hour and a half outside.
No,
of
no
Naples.
mountains. I don't want mountains because I don't
It
have a
was very
donkey.
cheap and very beautiful, right near.
Yeah,
a
but how do you get
winery.
there? It has roads,
Yeah,
winding roads, or real roads?
it depends. I will say, if you want to live in Italy, get a moped because we had an SUV and we couldn't get down certain roads.
What's that
Get a
certain
moped.
place in Europe that they make movies about?
Every place.
No, there's a special place. that has-
Venice, where they have the boats, the gondolas.
No, this is in the mountains, like you said. And you go there, you can rent these bed and breakfasts, or you can buy them. Everybody was moving there.
Yep, that's the new
Also
thing because
everywhere.
it's so empty.
And what are the
People are
taxes
leaving.
like there? High?
I don't know.
Probably
good.
not. I think they're just trying to populate the area again. Bring
Well, I'm
life
going to
back
go
to
to
it.
Paisano. I'm going to become Italiano.
I was thinking you should totally do that.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
having a
Italy.
vacation home in Italy,
Vacation.
Are you fine with that?
and then you rent it out for as a B&B when you're not there, and then it's your
You
home.
can get Italian citizenship. All you have to do is have a paper trail tracing that you are blood Italian, and you
yeah.
do it. Yeah, as long as you have a paper trail proving it, you can get Italian citizenship.
I mean,
My dad told me the pasta there is much healthier.
Everything there is much healthier.
What's
I was
not
able to
healthy?
eat gluten
Pasta.
there.
Can you?
Yeah, I was able to eat gluten there. Not a lot, but a little bit because everything's more
processed.
Yeah.
Yeah, not processed.
do you know that my forebears, people, ancestors are in the book on the island when you come into
Ellis Island?
Ellis Island. They're there. We looked it
Santori
up
with a Y?
with an I.
With an I? They changed it here?
Yeah.
Wow.
They changed it during some kind of civil unrest in the Caribbean because of the slave trade. One of the brothers said no more, and the other one said yes. So I'm on the Y side. The I side is on the other side.
Interesting. All right. In what state is it legal to hunt unicorns?
I'm gonna
California.
guess
State?
Denmark.
State.
Oh,
State.
state.
Denmark is a country.
I'm gonna say Oregon.
I'm sorry, I thought you said country.
Oregon.
What do you think? What state is it legal to hunt
Colorado.
unicorns?
I'm gonna guess Ohio.
That's
Nabil?
not bad.
Wisconsin,
Michigan.
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 Um,
Why?
So these are the trivia facts they've been giving me. Our producers
You think
gave
it'd be
us.
Ohio. 'Cause
All right, Bailey, this is for you.
Yeah.
What color is the black box in an airplane?
What color is the black box in an airplane?
I know that.
TV?
What color?
What color?
Oh, black.
It-
Nabil.
Blue.
Teddy.
Yellow?
Orange,
Orange.
because you had to find it in the
I was gonna say
wreckage.
yellow and orange are the best, like visible.
It is almost
wavelength.
yellow.
But
It's a
your
flavor
answer was
yellow.
good. It's like, what color
That's why
was,
taxis
you
are
know,
yellow.
A black box?
Grant's white horse? The black box should be black.
You have to be able
right?
to
But
find
it's
it from a
orange.
distance, and it glows.
That's why taxis are yellow, because the yellow-orange wavelength is the most visible to the human eye.
Yeah,
She
yellow.
has a vast world of knowledge.
I learned that from
How did
driver's
she
ed.
get this? Did you?
Yeah, my driver's ed
You
teacher
took
told me
driver's
that.
ed?
I did when I was in high school, and they
Did
said you
you?
never buy a yellow car because you'll get flagged for tickets.
Oh.
Did you get a take driver's ed?
Yeah, but not in school. I had a private driving coach. My parents were like, I am not taking you
I
driving.
never took driver's ed.
I did both. We had
One
a
thing I
driver's
lear-
ed and a private driving teacher.
One
Yeah,
thing I learned
I
in
still
color
can't
theory
drive.
class. One thing I learned in color theory class is like painting class. In a lot of my art classes, that yellow is like one of the most eye-catching colors in like ever, like universally. Like that's why advertisers and like media uses it so much because it's
That's why our AMP logo was yellow.
yeah.
That's
not,
actually
that's
why.
not why, but okay.
No,
is
it
that
is.
why
I
you did?
actually researched
Is that why
it.
you did?
And I spoke to some marketers.
Strange person.
And they said, I had it read, and they said, no, you need to change. See, that's why our AMP is yellow. You still like using the black one, but the yellow one is exactly why it's
to
yellow.
me, that just it's like a street light. Get ready to stop.
And that's why some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world they're yellow.
That's exactly why our logo is yellow. Thank you, Bailey.
What cartoon character is yellow? Banana Man?
Oh, I'll tell you, Winnie the Pooh, The Simpsons.
Winnie the Pooh's not yellow. He's brown.
No,
No, he's yellow.
he's yellow.
He's
yellow with the red
not.
shirt. Are you thinking of Paddington Bear?
No, Winnie the Pooh
Winnie
is
the
not
Pooh's
yellow.
yellow with the red shirt.
It's like gold.
I'll pull it up. Hold on.
Did you know that?
But any animation question, you think Bailey's not going
You
to know the
can't.
answer?
I
You
can't.
can never
I
challenge
know I'm
Bailey
wrong
on that.
already.
I see try.
Interesting. All right, you ready to wrap this up?
That's not yellow. That's
It's yellow
brown.
orange.
Are you colorblind?
Maybe I'm
He is.
colorblind.
I think you are.
That's
that looks
literally
yellow
very
to
old.
you.
That's-
Golden is yellow.
That's golden yellow.
He's golden
You know what's a
yellow.
good example?
What color is the wall behind you?
That's yellow.
Okay.
know what else
But
is a good
compare
example?
that
Freddie,
this
Freddie.
to that.
You know what's else is a good example? SpongeBob.
Yeah, he's yellow.
Yeah.
That is true.
And you know why I know SpongeBob is? Because I had the slippers.
Aw.
And they were yellow.
You knew that? So here's the quote of the day. Positive quote of the day from Nicole. We don't just sit around and wait for other people. We just make and we do. By Arian Hamilton.
True that. That's a good message.
You know, you always say, get or get got.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Did you see the movie Gun? What is it?
I don't know.
Gun.
Part 2.
Oh, Top Gun.
Yes.
Yes,
Did
I
you see it?
did.
Did you like that movie?
Oh, I love that
Isn't
movie.
that one of the best movies?
We watched the first Top Gun the night before, and then the next morning we went to go see the second one, and it was wonderful.
I
Don't
love that
think,
movie.
do.
I'm so happy they had the second
Do
beach
it.
scene in there.
Just do it.
Just do it. Exactly.
Because you never know if you're good at doing it until you do it.
As Shia LaBeouf put it, just do it.
Just do it.
All right. Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Please, if you need help and you're just not feeling like you can handle this on your own, please reach out to a foundation, an organization, a helpline. There's 911. There's 211. There's 611. As they say, just do it. And we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye. She said she's 15 minutes away.
Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, and I have no friends to wish me greetings once again. Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not by Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations, sure as the stars shine above. Yes, this is Christmas, my dear, it's Christmas, the time of year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more on Christmas and New Year's will find you home. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain, 'cause I'll be happy, happy once again. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief or pain, 'cause I will be happy, 'cause it's Christmas once again.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.